Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to talk about focusing on the small things. You focus on the small things, you're going to get ahead, right? Sometimes when we look at the big picture, it's so much. We're seeing all that stuff and we're like, man, I got all this stuff to do. If you're in school, you got all that homework to do. It's just a lot. And you're like, oh man, I ain't got time to do all that stuff right now. I'm so tired. I'm so this. Focus on the small things. Focus on the small things. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples of what I mean by that. So when I was in university, taking 5, 6, 7, at one point I even took 8 courses in a semester, 24 hours in a semester. That's a lot when you got a job, right? So there are times where, if you're a college student and you got all that stuff to do. And I'm gonna give other examples as well, but I'm gonna start with this specific example. If you're a college student and you got all those classes and you working the way I was when I was in college and university, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So what I would do is at times when I felt overwhelmed and I just didn't feel like doing anything, I would say, okay, what's just like the easiest thing I could do right now to knock it out? Is there like a 10 question quiz that I could just do and just get it out the way? So at least I know I have that out the way. That's the rationale, the mindset that I have. Is there a 2-page paper or an analysis of something that you need to do? You need to read a chapter and do like a 2-page analysis on the chapter. Is there something like that? Like, what were the small assignments? And I was like, okay, I could do this in probably like an hour or so. I'm lazy, I'm tired right now, but I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna knock it out. And at least, that's what I used to tell myself, and I still tell myself that. At least I got this out the way, and I have to focus on this again, and I could put my attention to stuff that's probably more demanding or whatever. Now, I know that people who would tell you knock out the most demanding stuff first. I agree with that. But let's just be honest. We don't always just have that mojo of, man, I'm just going to get up and just knock out the most difficult thing right now, and then I'm going to just move on to the rest. That's not how life really works. Sometimes you just ain't want to do nothing. Sometimes you just feel like, man, I'm just going to sleep. I'm just going to. And those are the times where I'm telling you, just focus on not the huge projects, but just the smaller things, like the little things that you could do. Because at the end of the day, it still needs to get done. So when you focus on that smaller project, and if you had 7 things to do and you knock out 2 of the easy ones, well, easy math. You only got 5 to do right now, right? So focus on the small things, right? Let me give you another example. I do this when it comes to working out. So I don't feel like going to no gym, right? Like today, I thought I was gonna go to the gym, then I had to go handle some business here, and then I gotta go do some paperwork, and then it kind of just turned into like, oh, all those hours just went by, and I'm like, I go to the gym, but I'm walking around, I'm doing I'm doing stuff all day, and I'd already done some other things in the morning, kind of like walked around and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna get some steps today, because there are a couple folks I need to talk to. I need to give them a call, and hit them up, see what's up. And while I'm talking to them, I'm just gonna walk. So I'm just gonna go to this park and I'm just gonna walk around, all that sort of stuff. And by the time you talk to maybe 2 or 3 people, and maybe depending on the conversations, you spend over an hour on the phone or so. It's just depending, because I know it's gonna be at least over an hour. I'm gonna be on the phone with those 3 people. Then all of a sudden, in addition to the rest of the steps and the moving around that I have from the rest of the day, then all of a sudden I easily just got like 7, 8,000 steps in a day. So I didn't go to the gym, but my body was active. Like, you did something. Like, it's kind of like a sneaky way. It's like tricking your mind, right? It's kind of like this way where you go about and you trick yourself and you still get stuff done. So did I go to the gym and lift weights and do all that cardio I said I was gonna do and all that sort of stuff? No, I sure did not, and I sure ain't going right now at this time of the afternoon. It's after 4 where I am. I certainly ain't got that energy to do it again. But what I did do was move around a lot, talk to some folks. As a matter of fact, I still gotta go make a phone call or maybe two. So yeah, I'm gonna end up getting some steps today. No, that might sound kind of simple, but I hope you get the rationale of what I'm trying to say. It's better to do something than nothing, in a nutshell. It's better to do something than nothing. And when you do something, regardless of how small it is, it's moving you in the right direction, the direction you should be going, right? You have made progress. It's if your goal is if your goal is 1 mile for the week and you did zero point 0.3 miles today, you are closer to the goal, right? So if your goal is weight loss or whatever the case is, and you didn't make it to the gym, but you clocked 7,000-8,000 steps, you burnt some calories, right? You moved around. Like you still moving towards the goal. If the goal is I'm gonna be successful this semester and you're a college student and you're trying to keep up with all that homework and your job and whatever stress that brings, and you're chipping away at those assignments, you may not have completed all of them at once, which is probably not always likely, but you've moved towards the goal of being successful because you're doing the small things. And I'm a believer in small things matter, right? Small things matter because it's the small things, the little changes that we make, the little bit of effort that we put in that makes a difference ultimately as we're moving towards where we need to be. Look at all these big corporations. Look at stuff that people have accomplished in life. There's always going to be work before success. And sometimes the work doesn't happen in gigantic amounts, in large quantities. Like you didn't do a lot at once, but it's the persistence, the little things that you've done over a period of time that got you where you are. And that could be good or bad. That could be good or bad, right? But it's the little things that you've done, good or bad, over a period of time that has you where you are right now. Think of it. If you've got X amount of cash in the bank, it's because you've been saving. You probably didn't put it all in there at once because you probably didn't have it all at once to put in there. But you're diligent, you're mindful, you're dedicated, and you recognize that my grandmother always used to say growing up, and that's how I still operate. And you've probably heard the saying too that Rome wasn't built in a day. So for all of you out there who feel overwhelmed, sometimes you get tired, you get discouraged. I mean, sometimes you might even feel like you might want to give up, you might want to quit. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. But success does not come before work. Work comes before success. And success and the work that we put in to get that success happens over a period of time. It's the choices that you make today. It's the things that seem like they're not consequential, but they are, that moves you in the direction that you need to go, that you want to go. That's going to lead to you accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in life. So don't give up on your goals. Keep moving forward. Remember the importance of small things, especially when you just feel overwhelmed, like you don't want to do anything. Do something. Regardless of how small it is, do something that moves you in the direction you're trying to go. All right? So thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time at the channel, please subscribe, join. This is the journey to 5,000 and beyond. I always got two things I ask at the end of every single video. Do something good for someone You do not have to be rich to give back. You can give in time, and you can give in so many other ways. It's not always about money, right? Do something good for someone, and then also always try to do something good by you. Do something good for yourself, is what I mean. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe you need to get out of a bad relationship. Maybe you need to change your job. Maybe do something good for someone and then do something good for you. All right. So check out the rest of my videos, subscribe, share, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Support me, rock with me. Let me know what videos you want me to make. Till the next time, peace.